Shibori has begun. Finally. This video is the beginning showing how the concertina accordion panels and back come together.
Hello, this is P.
And I am Mariah the M. Together we are
PM Artist Studio.
Your support is greatly appreciated. Please give a thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe if you're new. Now, let's get started. Alright, gesso, and lots of it, along with chipboard from our very good friend Christy.
How many coats did you put on?
2-ish, 3. I'm a coat master.
And that's, you are, but that's the good stuff too.
Yeah, that's the golden.
I'm not sure that...
It doesn't stink.
Well, yeah, yes. That's really one of the reasons that I do bust that out, because that one is pretty odoriferous.
Yes, it has a... Now, I will say that the chipboard smells a little bit weird, and then we may have to bust into the really stinky chipboard. I guess it's the glues. I don't know. But anyway, if you want to do this in a very efficient manner, as I have perfected...
After much mulling about.
Yes. The key is to go lightly and kind of, have them set up in an area which you can't see. It's off screen here, but you can kind of see the one there that just, as long as you have it setting down on something that, because it sort of buckles up anyway.
Oh, there you can see it up in the left-hand corner.
How I have them kind of leaning up. So then that way the flat surface isn't sticking down to anything. And that's where the freezer paper also comes in very handy, because you can lay them down. And then just keep kind of moving them and flipping them and just putting another little light coat. And sometimes it only needs it in certain areas. And doing those edges.
Yes.
Get the edges, because you'll be so much happier with yourself.
Later on.
And let me tell you, we know this because...
Remember my black edges?
Yes, they were terrible.
Was a nightmare.
And I had to go in and get crafty about how to kind of get into them. Now here's one of the other things to kind of keep in mind with building an accordion journal like this. You could go ahead after, and you don't even really have to gesso the panels like this if you're going to be gluing down lots of pieces of paper, or it really depends on what you want to do. I know that I'm going to be using white tape. It's the gaffer tape versus the bookbinding tape. So it's a little more, the difference between the gaffer and the bookbinding is basically how fabricy it is, for a lack of better terms. And here I am with the gaffer tape. So that's why I want the edges to be nice and clean and white. Plus, it really went with the Shibori theme. Again, you don't have to go to that extreme. The other thing is that if you want to go ahead and put down some of your things, just keep in mind, like when you put the tape down to assemble them like I am here, it's going to show. So that's why I'm doing it prior to putting anything on the panels.
And I'm sure that they do make a clear version of this, but I would think that you're still going to be able to see it.
And you want to leave a gap of at least, this is kind of this is a little bit larger of a gap, but you don't want to go too much smaller than this, so that way the panels fold. And you have room to add things.
Ephemera, pockets, stuff.
I plan on adding stuff. Some of it's still coming in the mail. Waiting for that. Got some cordage on the way from our good friend Susan over at, her store is all the Poppiness, I believe. I'll put a link to that because it will be coming up. I am going to put that cordage in this journal. It will be here. So she also gifted us a set of her eco dyed papers in the blue set, and then our good friend Lisa over at Serious Hecka also hooked us up with some eco dyed papers. So I'm going to try to get all of that stuff inside of Shibori. It's like Shibori's been the gift journal in so many ways.
It certainly has.
All right, boy P.
I'm really ready for us to get to the papers. I don't have much. I never do this. I don't even do this on my own journal.
No, this is my job.
If Mariah didn't do this, it would still be a pile of paper.
Oh, you notice there, so one of the other little kind of tricks, if you've watched any of our other videos, or if this is the first one you're coming in, one of the little tricks there is to fold your tape back. And then that way you have two pieces that are of equal size, then you can, do the front and
They
back
match up.
And then I wasn't particular about this one on purpose. Again, I wanted a very organic, not so perfect, pristine, just so, because I feel like even though the process of dyeing fabric in that Shibori style can be quite particular and meticulous, it is still very organic and allows for a lot of fluidity.
It does, and it is a bit of a paradox, because I think that the process of preparing the cloth is very meticulous and very fussy. But when the end product just looks like this,
even when you're trying to reproduce it,
beautiful, flowing, very organic, and also usually asymmetrical.
Yeah, and so this is this very first panel is one of our signature, or has become very much one of our signature patterns, and I just, of course, changed the colors to match the indigos of this paper set, which is the Shibori Indigo Blues. Yes, that's what we finally decided upon. There was much going around about the Indigo.
Absolutely. And it was really difficult, because even and you will see some of the hand-dyed papers later on. I don't know how they're going to be integrated, but I'm sure they will be, since I spent so much time trying to make that color. That's
And how about my little nifty-difty spreader glue tool? Yeah. All it is a piece left over from the many the Christmas postcards we have, and it has this built-up edge of glue, but it's perfect. So, if you are feeling inspired and you haven't liked this video already, we would appreciate it if you did. Giving us a thumbs up helps us in the algorithm of the big YouTube. Maybe one day we'll actually hit 1,000 subscribers.
Wow.
Wow. That's right.
Wow.
It's been a bit. This is also another of our patterns that is in other paper sets, and we just brought it in to match up to the indigos. That second one and then this one are brand new.
They come from the very old sketchbook.
Yes, so brand new patterns to our papers, but very old, from the stash of Patricia.
I just,
old artwork.
When I was doing those, it's mostly just, I was living in Alaska at the time, and I would watch documentaries in the wintertime, and I would just futz around in my little journal while I was watching documentaries.
Yeah, you don't get much time like that
Yes,
anymore.
and you notice that I haven't talked about my journal too much.
It's a good thing that
I'm just...
you were held up in Alaska there.
Oh, and here, this one's funny.
This one has a little backstory, and you could even go back to our...
I don't know what video did we show it.
I'm not really sure, because I've been working. So I was bound and determined. It was around Christmas time. I'll tell you that on the timeline, because that's when I bought the Art of the Fold book. And I was bound and determined, after you'd been watching like Lydia Rink, and she never gave us any love. What's up, Lydia?
Yeah, we were loving on you.
Yeah, we were loving on her. And she did the triangular fold journal. Like she did a collage page, and then she did the triangle fold, and it's a really cool fold. So I was like, I want to recreate that, but I want to do it in a more accordion concertina style like we have been doing here. I didn't make it that far. I'm working on it. I have ideas about it. I just need time to think.
But the pieces that you see there are the ones that I tore off of the little triangles of
the tape.
What kind of board? It was that really...
It was a chipboard.
It was the same chipboard?
The same chipboard, because I was trying to do it in the fold like this.
Yeah.
But the thing is you have to... It's kind of mathematical in a way of how you're going to have to account for the fold in the triangle versus just folding like how you fold a paper. It's taking into account margins and gutters.
Margins and gutters. There you
People,
go.
there you
You
go.
heard it. You heard it here.
You heard her here. So when you're doing the panels like this, the X-Acto knife comes in quite handy. I was trying to do it with the scissors. I'm like, this is just ridiculous. I know better. So yeah, the X-Acto knife to trim out, and then it's best to sort of, and you saw how I was using my fingernail to trim up the edges there, or shore up.
At
the edges.
some point in time, we'll drag that piece of stuff
one right
out.
there.
That one right there. Oh, and the next one too is from the
yeah.
old journal.
Maybe we'll do just a video kind of talking about the papers.
Excuse me.
It's allergies. It's allergy season, y'all. All right, so that is just the conclusion. We're going to try to keep these short and sweet. You see there the construction along with our Shibori panels. I will put links to all of that information below, along with everybody else that I listed, because you'll be seeing those papers. And that's pretty much it. We appreciate you watching, and if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. Like the video if you haven't already.
And don't forget to ring that bell.
Oh, and comments. We love
comments.
those.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll be commenting on the comments. Subscribe.
Certainly will.
Bye.
Bye.